There's a game-changing secret for F1 students that most have never heard of. While everyone else is stressing over sponsorships, there's a loophole that can keep you here legally and in full control of your life. Miss out on this and you might just be forced to leave everything you've worked for behind. So in this video, I'll show you what that is and how you can take advantage of it. But first, you need to understand what the problem with the conventional OPT approach is. You see, when you put all the power in the hands of the employers, you are at the mercy of the HR departments competing against thousands of other students for a limited, number of positions, right? And even if you do land a job, you're stuck with whatever salary they offer you, whatever hours they set, whatever work they assign to you. Is that really what you came to America for? To be another cog in the machine? I know I didn't. So that was enough for me to look for another way where I could take control of my own destiny, work legally, but without feeling trapped. This is where the OPT loophole comes in. When I first heard about this loophole, it sounded too good to be true. So I spent days researching, verifying, and double checking every detail. But the more I dug, the more, excited I got, because this wasn't just legal, it was a game changer, at least for me. As an F1 student, you could be your own boss, right? You can legally incorporate your own company and use it as your employer for OPT purposes. I know this sounds kind of like complicated, but I've broken it down into a 4-step system. I call it the boss method. And by the way, I'm not an attorney, so this is not legal advice. I'm just sharing with you my personal experience for education purposes only, okay? So now let's break down how the boss method actually works. The first step is to create your own company. Wait, before you click out of this video, I know what you're thinking.
This sounds complicated. I don't know anything about business.
I know, I didn't know anything about running a business either when I got started, and neither do most people. You know, you learn as you go, and there are tons of resources available to help you. So don't let this intimidate you. It's much simpler than you might think. And in most states, all you need to form an LLC, you can do that online within about an hour, and the cost usually is less than you spend on Starbucks coffee per month. Okay, so why an LLC? Basically because it's a flexible business structure that provides personal liability protection. So this means if something goes wrong with your business, your personal assets are protected, right? So, and plus, like, LLCs are simple to manage, which is perfect for one just starting out, like I did, like you might be considering, right? Here's what you need to do. Choose a unique name for your LLC. File articles of organization with your state. You can create an operating agreement. This usually is a simple document outlining how your LLC will be run. And if you use services to get this done, they will create that for you, so you don't need to worry about that. And then you can obtain any necessary business license or permits that are necessary, which in your case, you most likely won't need any. Okay, so once you have your business set up, it's time to decide what services you're going to offer. Instead of being limited to whatever job openings are available, and compete against thousands, hundreds of thousands of other students, you can now create your own opportunity based on your skills and your passions. Right? Are you a whiz with graphic design? Offer brand services to small businesses. Are you great at writing? Become a freelancer or maybe a content creator. Do you know your way around social media? Help companies boost their online presence, right? The key here is to think about what skills you have that businesses need and don't sell yourself short. As a student in America, we have a unique perspective that can be incredibly valuable to companies looking to research diverse audiences or expand into new markets, right? But what if you don't think you have any marketable skills? I know I struggled with that, so trust me, I know you do. I didn't think I had to, but you do. It might just take some creative thinking to identify them. So maybe you are fluent in multiple languages. I am in Portuguese and in English. So perhaps you are great at explaining complex topics. If you are, you could offer, tutoring services in your field of study, for example. The beauty of this approach is that you can start small and scale up as you gain confidence and experience. You're not locked into a 40-hour work week from day one. You can take on projects as you're able to handle them, building your business at your own pace, essentially. This is where the real magic happens. Instead of searching for an employer to sponsor your OPT, you become your own sponsor. Your LLC becomes your employer for immigration purposes. Here's how it works. you apply for your IEN number, which is the employer identification number from the IRS. This is like a social security number for your business. And don't worry, it's free. You can go to the IRS website and get that done. I will leave the link in the description. Then after you get yours IEN, you just go to a bank and open a business bank account using the IEN. This is crucial for keeping your personal and business finances separately, okay? When you apply for OPT, you will list your LLC as your employer. Now, I know this might sound a bit sketchy. You might be wondering, is this really legal? I guarantee you the answer is yes, absolutely. The Department of Homeland Security recognized self-employment as a valid option for OPT. So don't just take my word for it. I always recommend consulting with an immigration attorney to make sure you are dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's. But if you go online and search on their website, you see that is allowed. This is where things get really exciting though. Once you've set up your business and secured your OPT, you're in control of your own destiny. You decide what projects to take on, how much to charge, when to work, and how to grow your business. But let's kind of be real for a moment, because this path isn't always easy, right? When I first started, there were plenty of challenges. I had to learn how to find clients. I had to learn how to manage my time, how to handle taxes and business regulations. There were moments of doubt, moments when I wondered if I'd made a huge mistake, but looking back, I wouldn't change a thing, because those challenges forced me to grow in ways I never would have in a traditional job. While my friends were fetching coffee and doing data entry, I was learning how to run a business, how to create value in the marketplace, and how to take control of my financial future, right? And the results, they speak for themselves. Within my first year in business using this OPT loophole, I was earning more than many of my American friends in entry-level corporate jobs. But more importantly, I had freedom to pursue the projects I was passionate about, freedom to travel, freedom to continue building my skills and growing my business. Now, I'm not saying everyone who uses this loophole will have the same results. Your success will depend on your skills, your determination, and yes, a bit of luck. But what I can promise you is this: by taking this path, you're opening yourself up to many possibilities that simply don't exist in traditional employment model. If you made it this far though, you probably have some questions and concerns about this exact approach, right? One of them is,
won't I be breaking the rules by taking advantage of this loophole?
Not at all. This is a perfectly legal option that's recognized by the USCIS. You are not breaking any rules. You're just using the system in a smart entrepreneurial way. And
what if my business doesn't make enough money?
This is actually a valid concern, but remember, to maintain your F1 status, you need to be engaged in a full-time occupation during your OPT period. This doesn't necessarily mean you need to be earning a specific amount of money, but you should be actively working on your business, right? Keep detailed records of your business activities, even if they're not income generating at first. So
what about taxes, right?
As a self-employed individual, you'll be responsible for paying self-employment taxes, which is a bit more complicated than traditional taxes. But, you can use, software like QuickBooks nowadays, which will help you a lot because they almost always automate tax filing for you. Or you can find a CPA that will do that for you. Nowadays, you can get access to them very cheaply, right?
Will this affect your chances of getting a H-1B visa later?
It shouldn't, as long as you maintained your status and followed all the rules of your OPT. In fact, having an entrepreneurial experience can sometimes make you more of an attractive candidate for future visas and also for green card applications. What about,
I'm not a business person, can I really do this?
Absolutely. Remember, every successful entrepreneur started as a beginner. There are countless resources available to help you learn the ropes of running a business, online courses, mentorship programs, business incubators. Take advantage of them and start building your skills when it comes to, running the company. When I first decided to take this path, almost everyone told me I was making a huge mistake. My parents worried I was throwing away my education. My friends thought I was crazy to pass up on the chance at a stable corporate job, but I had this vision. I saw an opportunity to create something of my own, to build a future on my own terms, right? And you know what? It wasn't easy. There were late nights, stressful moments, times when I questioned everything, but with each challenge I overcame, I grew stronger, more confident, more capable. And the skills I developed, they were essentially like invaluable. I learned how to market myself, how to negotiate, how to manage finances, how to build professional relationships. These are skills that will serve me for the rest of my life, no matter where my career takes me. But perhaps the most important thing I gained was a mindset shift. I no longer see myself as just another job applicant hoping someone will give me a chance. I see myself as a value creator, someone who can identify problems and offer solutions. And let me tell you, that's a powerful way to approach your career and your life. Now, I want to be clear. This path isn't for everyone. If you're someone who prefers structure, who wants a clear career ladder, right? Like a ladder to climb, then the traditional employment route might be the best option for you. And that's okay. There's no one size fits all approach or solution, right? But if you're someone who craves independence, who has big dreams and the drive to achieve them, then this OPT loophole could be the key to unlock your potential in America. Now, what's next? If you're intrigued by this idea, here are your next steps. Do some research, dig deeper into the specifics of forming an LLC and applying for OPT as a self-employed individual, okay? Knowledge is power. Also, if this video was helpful so far, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, all that good stuff. You never know, your future here in America might depend on it, okay? Let's go. So assess your skills. Take an honest look at your skills. What can you offer that businesses need, right? After that, you do some market research, start exploring potential clients or markets for your service who could benefit from what you have to offer. Book a legal consultation if you can. If possible, speak with an immigration attorney to ensure you understand all the legal requirements and implications. Do some financial planning, right? Start saving money to cover your business startup costs and living expenses as you get your business off the ground. Just knowing about this game-changing OPT loophole, you'll be already ahead of so many, already ahead of thousands, hundreds of thousands of students that are looking for the same job as you were, right? But here's the thing. There are still some critical pitfalls that could derail your American dream in an instant. And one of these mistakes is so common, yet so devastating, it could get you banned from the US for years. So watch this next video here to minimize your chances of doing something wrong and being kicked out of the country.